Where I have conflict in my life is with my wife, but then here's the beautiful part. When I'm not being who I want to be. So I've really come to understand that she is just like a gauge. She's a gauge for me. And it's really shifted in my mind, because it used to be that the gauge that she was like, oh, if she's happy with or approving of me, then I'm good. If she's not, then I'm bad. That used to be the gauge. But now the gauge is shifted, where it's like, oh, she's like responding to me in this way. How am I showing up? And is there an indicator in here somewhere that I'm not showing up the way that I want to? And so that I've really come to find like the beauty in her responses to me, to be able to be like, okay. But then it's like, it's not like I'm taking that as gospel. I'm taking it as like one indicator, right? So then I go, okay, well, and this isn't all happening consciously necessarily like this all the time, but it's like, okay, she's responding in this way. Does that mean I'm not showing up in the way that I need to? Or does that just mean that she doesn't think I'm going to show up in the way that I need to? Or that I'm doing something maybe that she isn't super excited about, but it's actually the way that I do want to show up? And so it's really given me this like reflection point all the time to see, yeah, like really, how do I feel like I'm doing? Right. Because the big challenge for me is that having practiced this non-conflict, unconscious thing for so long, is I'm really not conscious a lot of the time how I am being. Like I'm trying to be a certain way, but whether I actually am being that way most of the time, I'm not really conscious of as I'm going about my stuff, doing my day. And so I need something to bring that awareness and consciousness. And that's really what she does for me, which is beautiful, right? That is the beauty in that conflict. And so, it's really like, I feel like a lot of what I'm doing these days is really just like holding the pose, like really just like getting that last rep, like going that last 15 seconds of breath hold, just like staying firm and grounded and consistent in the things that I've committed to doing. Like it's just all holding that pose. And I can really see where when I start to slip up in my pose a little bit, it starts to increase the level of discomfort and conflict. And then that's beautiful. So it's like, oh yeah, great. That's telling me there's somewhere that I need to like tighten this up, create some consciousness, be the way that I want to be. So yeah, it's definitely like this line, like life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain, like 100%. I have spent my entire life just trying to stay inside and wait for it to stop raining, without realizing that there's actually an incredible amount of beauty and life and energy in that rain if I'm just willing to go out there and be in it. And it can teach me stuff, and it can actually, in the long run, reduce the amount of conflict that I have in my life, which is really ultimately what I'm looking for, right? Is some peace and some ease. But going about it in the past in the wrong way by just trying to avoid the stuff. And so I think I said this in one of my reflections the other day. It's like trying to make things comfortable and easy isn't leading to the peace and the ease that I want. It's actually the peace and ease that I want is on the other side of the uncomfortable. And that's the beauty in the conflict.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, I think you'll enjoy this one as well. And while you're at it, please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it.